Hello and welcome to the Apex Racing TV esports studio and our coverage of this penultimate round of the Apex Racing Academy Porsche Cup. Today we head to Oschersleben for the first time in the series history, with all of our championships still up for grabs. My name is Sam Fitzpatrick, alongside me is David Sampson. And David, I'm very pleased to be back on this one because one, I haven't covered one of these since May. Two, we've got some championships which are very close. And three, we haven't seen enough of this Oschersleben circuit. It joined the service a couple of years ago. It hasn't got a whole lot of love, but I'm glad that we're here.
Glad to have you back. Yes, it's good to be here. I haven't actually been to this track in a while. I didn't mind it. I did learn it. I did race it, but like you say, it just doesn't get featured as I think people had hoped. But yeah, excited. This is gonna be tough racing. Lots of cars, long race. I think we're in for a cracker.
We should be in for a very good one. Let's have a look at the championship standings going into this round. Of course, it was a very wet Zolder round last time out, and the man who excelled in those conditions was Pascal Costa. And so he's been able to bring the championship down to 10 points behind David Toth, who of course won our other B format race so far this season. But really, any one of those top four still has a chance. I think Nate Vargas probably a bit too far back, but we've still got 2 Impulse cars and 2 chassis cars in play.
Yeah, I think the pronunciation's closer. I was trying to learn it. I think we were saying Seizi, but I think it's more like Seishi, something like that. So we'll go with that.
I got sachet in my mind as a joke, and now I can't actually think what the actual pronunciation is. But please correct us in the YouTube chat. In the Pro-Ams, Gogo Gazer, another one of the Seishi Motorsport cars, is at the top of that one. But Matej Hapacha had a very good time of it last time out, so he's still given himself a small chance. Again, the top 3 really with a shot in that. Yeah,
it's a very tight championship. You've just got to be consistent, score big points. I mean, I'd make it sound easy. That's the only thing you have to do.
That's what annoys me about a lot of sports, how like they talk about Piastri, and they're like, you know what, the reason why Piastri's so good is because he's just, you know, he's really consistent. It's like, yeah, congratulations, yeah, he's faster every round. Yeah, just do that.
Consistent.
Yeah, why doesn't Norris do that? Like, why, you know, is he dumb? Why doesn't he drive faster every round? You know, like,
be more consistent.
Yeah, just, needs to sort himself out. But yeah, thank goodness that the pundits can tell us that. In the amateurs, Steve Clays, talk about consistency. Steve Clays has been mightily consistent. Only won 1 round so far this season out of 5 in the amateurs, but he's finished runner-up in 3 of them. And it means that he's got a strong lead, but his drop score is quite weak. So don't rule out Lean Weigel, who managed to win last time out, as well as getting the pole and the fastest lap.
Yeah, all these titles are close. Obviously, Steve Clays does have a good lead, but it can swing in AM because you're able to score those huge points over your nearest opponent, depending on how the race goes.
And we've also got the teams as well. And this one pretty much is locked down. I don't think there's going to be any change with the Academy Seishi Esports car or team out in the lead. Seishi Esports in 2nd place. Could still change for that 2nd place. I'm sure Impulse would like to get up there.
Yeah, I mean, Team Checkmate have been on a charge recently. Got some really strong results, but yeah, I think the battle for 2nd's on, but that battle for 1st would have to be a real, it's theirs to lose, I think is the phrase.
I think that's, yeah, very accurate. Let's have a look at our calendar. We've only got 2 more rounds to go. It's quite a short season, this, albeit it's quite a long one in terms of time, with a week between each round. It's Oschersleben today, and then Bathurst will be the season finale in 2 weeks' time. So very much looking forward to that. And our format for today, we're returning to the B format. And of course, we had this format at Monza, and it really came down to fuel saving. Obviously, I think that will be sort of the same today, but not to the same extent as we saw at Monza. It will still be a bit more important about the track position.
Yeah, and track knowledge. I mean, we've got Spa 24 on the horizon, and this is a track people haven't been to. You know, if this was a Monza, for example, people could just rock up with a lot of experience, and you know, I think we're going to see. I think we're going to see a lot of people out of position here, just with track knowledge.
I think that is very, very true. In terms of the weather, there's no rain for today, so we don't need to worry about that. We'll see if it rains at Bathurst. That would be very interesting. But yeah, no rain for today. It's 76 degrees Fahrenheit, so not particularly warm either. Of course, we've got the final round of this coming up in apologies, no, I'm skipping ahead. Let's talk about our track guide then for this Oschersleben circuit, in case anyone doesn't know it. There it is. It does remind me a bit of a kart circuit with the way that it's sort of very space efficient, a lot of 180-degree corners, and very flat as well.
Yeah, is it pit exit here is on the out of 2 and is a little bit strange?
Very tight.
Yeah, I remember.
You have to really lock on, and even the pit entry is a bit strange as well.
And one's very, I'm trying to remember, I've been a long time since I've driven here. One's quite unmarked. You sort of have to learn your own line. Hug 2, long run out of 2. Yeah, I mean, it's been ages since I've driven here. But yeah, I agree. Karting vibes for sure. And very space efficient.
Yes. Into 3, which is a very sort of uniform corner, perfectly sort of smooth angle throughout, and then through 4 and 5, that's perhaps the most exciting part of the circuit. You really rattle through those parts, and then you get into the more banked corner of turn 7, and then 8, 9, and 10. Watch the drivers really stretch the track limits through that chicane. It's almost flat for them. And yeah, you really get a good sense of speed around that part of the circuit.
Yeah, I think we're going to see, obviously, driver skill comes through regardless, but if people have driven here quite a lot, it's going to pay dividends at a track like this. There'll be some people rocking up into practice and this is their first time ever at the track. Or they've just completed the purchase. Oh, it's free now.
It is free now, yeah.
It is.
Us mugs, we paid...
I paid for it.
$14.95 for this. Which is basically £14.95 when the VAT kicks in. So, yeah, we lost out on that one. But yeah, then you got the back straight and maybe the second best overtaking spot on the circuit at the end of here. But 11 is a very quick corner. But you've got to sort of compromise it a little bit in order to still get a good run through 12. And then the final couple of corners are pretty fun as well. Again, tight on the track limits on the outside of 13. And then 14, a fairly uniform 90-degree corner to round out the circuit. And again, watch out for the pit entry here, because it's between turn 13 and 14 that you go to the left. You can just sit there, and you have to take a very elongated route to get in.
I'm not sure I've ever pitted at this track. I don't think I've done a fuel race here, so...
It reminds me a bit of how Manucore used to be, back in like the pre-2006.
Wow, that's a long pit road.
Yeah.
And the exit I do not like.
No.
At all.
Yeah, you can see just there how tight it is.
Yeah.
Super tight, and a bit awkward as well, actually, when you rejoin the circuit. So watch out for that later on. Could get messy. Yeah, I said earlier on how the final round of this is in 2 weeks' time. We do have a race on next week, on Friday instead of Thursday. It'll be next Friday. We have got the Apex Racing League Endurance 2025 returning. Sign-ups are still open. We've filled 51 out of 60 spots so far, so you can still take one of those 9 remaining spots on the grid. And you can sign up in either the GTP, the LMP2, or the GTD classes. It's a little bit cheaper this season to enter. It's just £48 plus VAT. So it's really good value for money for the 6 rounds that you can take part in. And yeah, it just looks like a really strong field that we've got this season. But yeah, a lot of drivers that we've seen in the past in other series signing up for this season. So I'm looking forward to seeing them work together as a team and in that different format. Yeah,
I've spoke to loads of people who are taking part. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I would be driving it if I wasn't talking.
Yeah.
Yeah, looks like really good. And we're starting out at Spa, so it's going to be epic. Triple multi-class. Yeah, I can't wait. Can't wait to turn on the rain buttons. We're going to have buttons here for
yeah.
rain. Not entertaining enough.
John's been working hard on the software, hasn't he? And we've got that feature, so really looking forward to that. In terms of our picks then for today, I have gone for really the drivers who did well last time out. I think all these drivers won last time out. So Costa, Hapacha, and Weigel. I think they're all like second, third, and second in the championship, so I sort of want them to do well. So we've got a tight championship fight for the last round.
That Costa win last week, though, was utter domination. Utter.
You know what? I've just realised I made a mistake here, because I've just realised Costa has a qualifying ban today, which was done for me, eh?
Yep, extremely.
So I'm not going to win on that one.
Well, he did win the reverse grid.
The reverse grid?
Yeah, there was 2 races, wasn't there? One was reverse top 10, I thought.
No, last time it was just heat. And then the heat forms.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course it was. I've gone with Daniela. Very quick guy. Needs some introduction. Think he's going to do great. Has done really strong. Had a really strong season. I've gone with Lindelof. Faster than his position shows him. I know he can score better. A lot of bad luck this season. And Baptiste, not a driver I know super well. The AM's so competitive, but I think had a solid season. And I had to pick someone.
Yeah. Wow. That's.
No, I'm kidding.
I wish you were a lawyer. You could really, had to defend this guy. So here I am.
No, yeah, he's had a strong season. I kid.
Sure. Well, we will find out how he gets on because amateur qualifying is in progress. We're going to go to an advert, and when we're back, we'll be trackside to bring you the qualifying action.
Are you struggling for consistency in your sim racing? Does your iRating look like a roller coaster? If so, we have good news for you. The way to get more consistent is to first understand what you're doing differently than the professionals. And VRS is the answer. With our competitive subscription, you will have the telemetry, setups, tutorials, and everything else you need to fully analyze your driving. Our data packs and the ability to compare your driving with the best in the world will show you exactly where to adjust your inputs, change your driving line, and shave seconds off of your lap times. And our powerful and precise Direct Force Pro wheelbase and precision pedals are being used by some of the world's best drivers. All these champions agree that VRS hardware is not just the best on the market, it's also priced well below the competition. So if you're looking to upgrade to direct drive and the best pedals in sim racing, VRS is your answer. If you want to get better, get faster, and make it happen sooner rather than later, you owe it to yourself to find out why so many people are switching to VRS. You'll be so glad that you did. Visit www.virtualracingschool.com and learn why the best use VRS.
Welcome to Oschersleben. We've got some very cool shots of the circuit.
3D grass.
And yeah, some nice 3D grass. Thanks to Christian Steenberg for giving us these B-roll images. And you really do notice the 3D grass around this circuit because there's a lot of it around the track. So hopefully everyone appreciates it. And if there are any frame drops, that's suitable.
You too can have it for the low cost of 30 more FPS.
Yes. It does sort of hurt sometimes to look at it. I sometimes think, wow, the poor computer's really having to work hard.
Yeah. I find because it's so thin anyway and we're in motion all the time, it can get a little pixely, like a little shimmery.
Sure.
But yeah, for a static photo, like we're here, where we're static and the car's moving, yeah, the 3D grass does look good. Right, I'm going to try and remember the track.
Well,
here we go. So, oh yeah, I remember this. So you definitely want to sacrifice. Make sure you set up your line here for exit.
That is pretty deep. You do want to sort of send it in deep, but that was very deep. But we'll see if that's the strat. So here, I think you want to stay tight.
Riding on board with Ruben here. See, yeah, some of this reminds me of Snetterton.
Okay. Yeah. They're very sort of. They got a pair of compasses.
Yeah.
Put some tarmac down. And it's flat.
Yeah.
And Lewis is probably good here. I don't know. Lewis can whisper in our ears. He's apparently only driven here once, but Lewis is a master of Snetterton.
I could take him.
Albeit Koto as well, so actually Lewis has got diversity. He's good at the elevated circuits and the flat.
I do hate the fact that I know the last time I raced Lewis at Brands, my track, he did beat me.
Yeah.
Dominated in quali, dominated at the start, had him. And then, yeah, made an overtaking move and he jumped the both of us in one straight. I did make the foolish decision not to defend. I thought he was just I thought we were just going to work together. Yeah.
He's been sort of peppering you up your whole friendship.
He just saw the gap and lobbed it. I was like, okay.
The Iglesias across the line. Can he stretch his legs even further? Looks like a pretty clean lap, but it says not an improvement, just lining one up. Part of the reason why we are here is because I designed camera packs for this circuit, and we haven't really been able to use them so far, so hopefully everyone appreciates the angles.
Oh yeah, very nice angles.
Thank you. That's why people tune in.
I don't have any installed anymore. Remember, I did the broadcast from home, and you sent me loads of packs. I didn't even know what I was doing back then. I installed everything. But then, obviously, when I'm on my own, I still had them. But now, new PC, new rebuild, no camera packs.
I can get you the Google Drive, I think.
Yeah, sort me out.
Yeah. Welcome to everyone in chat, by the way. Bubulk joining us. Glyn, disappointed to miss this round. Erin, is that Erin Barber? Maybe not. I'm not quite sure. But Erin, let us know who you are. And Dominic as well. Welcome to everyone.
Ruben with a purple, but then a slower middle sector. Let's see how slow. Just under a tenth.
Yeah, it's
middle
not bad,
sector.
is it? In Vigo as well, improved. Oh, but he's back into the pit. So that's the pit entry. I'm not sure if we've got any good camera angles of it. That's not a bad one. That's probably the best one.
Yeah, this will do. Obviously, Porsche Cup, I have to remind myself what car we're driving sometimes. We hop from broadcast to broadcast, and
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's going to be... Next week it's going to be Endurance, then it's going to be Porsche Cup, and then it's going to be TC. After that, we're going to have 3 different series.
I couldn't believe how much I am looking forward to the TCR racing, to be honest. I think it's been the standout.
Yeah, it's been my
Obviously,
favourite
Porsche
series
Cup's
ever.
hyper competitive, great racing, but yeah, the TCR strategy of rain, massive fields on a short, tight track. It's been a pleasure.
Sign-ups are open for that, by the way. You can head over to apexracingleague.com. You can sign up to that, or the Endurance Series, or our Foxtecker GT3 Series. Or you can sign up to this. There's only 1 round to go, but you can still do it. Or GT3 Trophy as well. Just head to apexracingleague.com.
What day is the Foxtecker on?
Tuesday. But it's US evening.
Yeah, I know. I'm thinking about it, but
Okay.
it's late, man. I need beauty sleep, as you can probably tell. But it's really late, isn't it? It does go on and on for a Brit.
I don't think it'll be too bad. I think it'll probably start about midnight and then end maybe 2 o'clock.
Oh, only 2
That'll
hours.
be all right. Yeah, we'll see what the format is. Depends on how many.
And it's just
how many
McLaren
splits we
fixed, right?
Yeah.
That's easy. Don't even need to prep.
Yeah.
I'm already ready. I mean, how hard can the competition be?
Apparently we've got some real life IMSA teams taking part.
Great. So I'll practice a couple laps.
Yeah. So the pro-ams are now out on circuit. It's that very long turn 7. You know what? I haven't actually got the track or corner names up. Yeah.
Yeah, you sound like me.
Yeah.
Well, I say this one, that one. At least you say the numbers.
I reckon this track is just going to have corner numbers. It's that type of track where I just feel like, oh no, it has got names, and I will indulge you with them. This is Shell S. We've just gone through.
Shell S?
This one doesn't have a name.
No name. Okay.
No name.
No name?
There's a couple of no names though.
Oh. How much can you take there? Can you be 50% on the green? A bit like.
I think so, yeah.
Not Snetterton. What's the track where you come down? It's Donington. Where you put 50% of the car on that green before you turn into the right.
So this is Hotel.
And this is Foxtrot. Phonetic numbering.
But why F?
Don't know. Indigo then.
I didn't know Hotel was actually H to be fair.
Yep.
I would have gone like H from Steps. I feel like if you
H from Steps.
If you
But
said
there's
that, then
lots
people
of
would be like,
members
oh, yeah,
in
H.
Steps.
No, but if you
So
said,
if you misheard them, that's the whole point of then using the
yeah.
full word. And
Sure.
if all they hear is from Steps.
Okay, how many other Steps members can you name?
Claire?
Sure.
I can't remember.
This one's also unnamed.
No name 2.
So no name 2 is before no name 1.
Okay.
Chicane, spelled with a SCH.
Chicane. Osher Chicane.
And then Stadion Garage.
Stadion Gorilla.
Stadion Garage.
Sure. Yeah, this does remind me of a very This reminds me of a British track. I thought I'd remembered it in my head, but no, I've remembered it different, to be honest. I remember it a little bit more sandier. I'm obviously getting confused with, what's the track that came out at the same time of Oschersleben?
Willow Springs?
No. Yeah. No.
Onion Court?
No. I can't remember. I'm making it.
Apache goes to the top.
I don't remember.
So you're currently Apache at the top, then it's Gazer. Iglesias holding on to P3. And this should really be the peak of the times. But of course, yeah, this circuit would absolutely fit in the touring car series. I think if we were going to add another circuit, I think this would be a contender. I'm sure a lot of people would prefer it to Spa.
Yeah, I was literally about to say that. Now you've watched a few minutes of this, like, damn it. Whoops.
But it used to come in packs twice.
Yep. Plus, we've learnt all the corner names now.
Yeah. As going into...
something Gorilla.
No,
Chicane, spelt with an SCH.
Shell S.
Shell S, that's what I said. And this is no name 2.
No, that's Shell S. They're just going into Shell S again. What's this one?
Shell S.
So your pick, Lindelof, currently P4, looking pretty good for him. Apache's improving though, 2 personal best sectors. Gaze is going all right as well. Lindelof is not going to improve on this lap. Can Apache go any faster with this latest attempt? Yes, he can. Manages to shave off another 10th of a second. He's looking very good, the Italian. Really the Pram who needs to win tonight in order to give himself a shot at the title with 1 round to go.
Rich Skogan.
Aha.
That's, thank you, voice in my head. That's the track I'm getting confused, the pair in my head. Yeah, they came out very similar time, and I'm only a simple man. I'm
not a big fan of Skogan. I find it very tricky. Very tricky circuit.
Yeah.
All the corners are on top of one another. You got that long right-hander at the end of the back straight, which is a real challenge.
Hungarian livery? I can't believe anyone would think that's Italian. That is quite clearly Hungarian.
Yeah, you might think it's Bulgarian, perhaps. I forgive you for that, but Italian. No,
Stupid. I do like that livery.
Or Mexican, perhaps. Missing a bird, I think, on the Mexican flag.
True. Yeah, that Apache lap time's looking very strong. Pros will be heading now in what? 2 minutes?
Speaking of birds, Dominic Beek managed to improve to P4 a moment ago. Drops back down to P7 now.
Very good. Yorkland to P3. We're getting very close lap times now. That gap at the top is extremely close with the top 4. I think 3rd and 4th share a time.
Yes. Marshall moves up to P7. Had a bit of a got some time of it last time. Outspun at the start of the B final. But looking to improve. Gazer with a purple first sector as one of the drivers going a little bit deep into T1. That would be the end of their qualifying. I think it was Gordon Marshall. Yorkland as well up there in P3. You can see him contending. What is Gazer's 2nd sector time like? It's not an improvement. Yeah, he is lacking maybe
about a
10th of a second, yeah.
Yeah.
Gebski improving as well, currently in P4, albeit he had a bit of an underwhelming first sector.
Yeah, no, that's 1.5, maybe more tenths off in the first sector alone. Look at that 3D grass. You almost can't read the DRS sign. Unbelievable.
The Gazer did not improve. That fell away from him.
Gebski with every colour.
And he moves to 2nd. Lane up to 5th.
Yeah, it's very tight at the top.
Lindelof running a bit wide coming out of the final corner. I don't think that will even count, but he's got time to set one more. Slide for Benand coming out the final corner. And he's also just lining one up. He was quite a bit off on that time. Gordon Marshall, we saw him go wide, so he's going to be the last to cross the line, I think, to start his final attempt. Just 15 seconds to go.
Nothing separating the top 4, 600ths. And then Lane's in a little bit of a bubble because everyone behind Lampert backwards is very close as well. Lampert to Origi, very tight.
Gazer is on an excellent lap right now. Very strong second sector for him.
Yeah, and no, in the first sector wasn't great. 1.2, 1.2 tenths off.
Yeah.
But if he can nail the last sector, which he doesn't, unfortunately, another 1.3 tenths off his best.
I'm pretty sure if it came down to theoretical best, Gazer would be in pole position, yeah? But he never quite put it together. Fastest first sector, fastest second sector, but...
I will see if we have optimal. No, we don't.
Apache coming out the last corner, again a bit of an underwhelming first sector for him, so he wasn't able to improve. We just got Gordon Marshall, I think, the last one to set his final lap, but he's lacked a bit in the first sector, and his second sector isn't looking too good either.
I feel like Apache got that lap in very early as well, so it's very impressive.
Some more pit lane entry practice for Marshall.
And obviously shout out to Ruben Iglesias with that P6 at the moment. AM driver ahead of 5 Pro-Ams. Well, yeah, ahead of 5, well, no, ahead of a lot of Pro-Ams.
Yeah.
8. And this is what we said. I always say, AM can swing, that stand-ins can swing crazy with results like this. If he's ahead of 1 or 2 pros as well, that's big points. Well, the possibility of big points.
Shout out to Apex Racing Academy, of course, the title sponsor for this series. If you want to get fast in these Porsche Cup cars or the GT3 cars or any cars on iRacing, you should head over to apexracingac.com and get yourself a subscription. So don't expect these first laps from these pro drivers to necessarily be good enough for pole position, but the second and third laps, that will be when the very fast times come in. Let's see if they are hugging the apex. Here they are. Yeah, they're not. I think the banking just helping them out to stay tight. Yeah. And we're riding on board with Rafael Soltisek, who is a driver whose name I feel like I am butchering, but haven't been corrected so far this season. Please do correct us if we are getting anything wrong.
Love it. People come into my stream, tell me what I'm saying wrong in their name and their team. I tell them, okay. I get here and I'm like, I don't remember what they said. At least I'm honest.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so we're keeping on these times where, I mean, Apache always does well with the, up there with the pro times, so I'm not expecting anything outrageous, but maybe a pole of a 5? I don't know, it's a terribly technical track, so let's see.
Of course, some people might be aware of the controversy around turn 1 at this circuit. They used to be like this, and then they changed it to a much tighter left-hander, and it caused quite a few incidents at T1. I think it was in order to encourage overtaking. I think they may have even ended up just going back to the original layout because...
what do you mean in real life or in sim?
In real life, yeah. Okay. It used to be, they made it a much tighter T1. As Gabriel Chick goes to the top.
Straight to pole on a 7.67. That's, was that 1.2 tenths ahead?
I think he had a qualifying ban last time out as well to 6, so he's able to probably show his pace now. Mate Varga is very quick right now. No surprise for you, really. He is part of the team which is leading the championship.
Yeah, he is faster than Schick in sectors 1 and 3, but lost quite a lot in sector 2.
Slightly better second sector this time, but still a 10th down. It's basically even with Schick so far in this lap, so it all comes down to the third sector.
Yeah, Snetterton. This reminds me a lot of Snetterton.
I think I did some laps on S13. I actually don't mind lapping S13. I think it's all right. As Toth goes to the top by 1,000th.
And then Varga, like you mentioned, on a flyer. Solskjaer P2. So Hapacha down all the way to 6th at the moment, but it's only 2.5 tenths.
Yeah, your estimate out of 5 might turn out to be correct, sir.
Have I been wrong before? I'm confused.
Oh no, yeah, not for from what I can remember.
No, it's weird, right? No, I have no idea. I have no clue. It was a guess.
Philip Hammer, I think, is part of a new team. By the way, at least he's got a new livery, so I don't think we've changed his. But there's his livery. He's been having a very plain livery so far this season. But pole position esports, I think. And there's his paint.
Ah.
So yeah, good to see him actually represent someone because he's a good billboard. It's usually very fast.
Yep, I like Philip.
Dazza Snipes asking, does anyone know if the improved iRacing tyre will make it to the P Cup? I'm not an iRacer, but they could get me back to the platform if so. It will come eventually, probably next season, you reckon?
Yeah, I reckon so. I'm trying to think if I've heard any... I'm not sure, to be honest. I do believe this new tyre temp control will find its way to every car, because that's the major change, is how the tyre spikes its temperatures. And obviously it's fundamentally colder as well. But yeah, good question. We'll keep our ear to the grindstone. Is that the phrase?
Yeah, that's about right. Yeah. Toth went to the top, by the way. Lots of improvements that time out. Toth improved, Varga improved, but stayed in 2nd place. Birdies improved to 3rd and Soltysek as well into 4th. So it's currently Chasey, Impulse, Chasey. Team checkmate, Impulse.
He's right. If the Porsche Cup got a new tyre model and they fixed the steering rack, I'd be really happy.
Yeah.
Do you find the steering rack a bit weird in these cars?
I don't really drive GT3 that much, so I don't think I can necessarily compare it to that. But it's not something that I noticed. Is that not something you can adjust to
Yeah, for sure.
Make it normal?
Yep.
Ola on a lap right now, a couple of personal bests. An amazing... no, it's a pretty good 2nd sector. I don't think this is going to be enough for pole, but I think honestly he will stay 5th, but it will be faster for Ola here, and I'm bang on. He improved by about a 10.5, but not enough to gain any places.
We've got Shisei, Impulse, Shisei, checkmate, Impulse. And then Hapacha ahead of the field with North Sim Racing Prime at the moment. Colby Warren, Philip Hammam, Balaj Pala, and yeah, a few of us just struggling out there at the moment. They need to get their lap in. Times are wasting.
Warren up to 10th, Hammer improves to 14th. Oh, they're really pushing it as hard as they possibly can into T2.
Yeah, Hammer is... Yeah, I mean, it's half a second. Overtaking does not look like it's going to be simple here.
No.
But they're both lifting.
Oh my god! They're teammates as well, those two. And they're hitting each other, trying to let past the faster cars. Soltysek a while off through Sector 1, so this isn't going to be a push lap for him. Pala, way down the order. Yeah, I thought Pala was actually further up the standings, but he's currently 14th is Balash.
Wow. See, Santa would have had a chance.
You reckon you could be in the top 14?
Well, 13th.
Yeah. you probably could. Okay.
Oh, thank you. What, top 6 or?
What?
Did you say top 6?
I said top 13, and I'm not stretching it any further than that.
Oh, thank you.
Get your iRating to 10k, and then yeah, 10k, which is what David Toth is.
Yeah, that's
Starts
crazy.
off.
That's crazy.
I'm not seeing much green at the moment. You can check out the live timing in the link below, and I think it's also in the YouTube chat.
Yeah.
Not much is...
We're going to have 1 or 2 attempts max. So the clock ends at 32. It is over.
Soltysek with a good first sector. Boy, the one he's standing out. Fran Liska as well with a very good first sector. Watch out for Liska coming up on this lap. I need the first sector complete though. That's a long way to go. The second sector is where most of the corners are.
Good news, Sam. Alan is here. We can stop panicking.
Wonderful. Thank you, Alan.
Yeah. Medes and Balaj need a lap soon. This is too far.
Liska got an off track, I think. We just cut to him. So bad second sector for him. Pala, he's just about got this next lap coming in, but not many others are going to.
But that Ruben Iglesias lap has given him 6 or 7 positions over his nearest teammate, rival in class.
Yes, yeah.
That's, yeah, massive opportunity for points.
So Varga's not going to improve. Liska, he's not got time, does Liska? I think, yeah, he invalidates that last lap, so no improvements for him. These are the last attempts for everyone now. What can Mihalides do? Stays 23rd. Same lap as Origi. But slower to the to the 10,000th. Soltysek with the fastest first sector of anyone.
Oh, that corner. Not sure I'd have the patience. That doesn't look like the best exit.
Because if he wants to help his teammate Costa win the title, he needs to get pole and then back everyone up to an insane extent. With Costa having a quali bad state. We'll see what the second sector's like. It's good. It's not amazing, but it's in the ballpark. A purple final sector here could get him on pole position.
It is, yeah. Oh, sorry, I thought you was wrong, but no, it is right on the ballpark.
Oh, he's over pushed it. I think that's it. I think that's a 1x. Yeah.
You know, the irony is it's Solskjaer that basically has the fastest second sector out there. Just didn't nail it on that lap. Yeah. And that's all.
Wow, it was a very close qualifying in both the Pro and the Pro-Ams, but it was the Chasey Esports Academy cars who came out on top, as they have done many times already this season. And we can show you the grid now for our hour-long race today. David Toth on pole position ahead of Mate Varga. Rafael Birdies, Rafael Soltysek, then it's Daniel Ola, Gabriel Sick, Ivan Vargas, Fran Liska, and then it's the top of our Pro-Ams, it's Mateo Hapacha. Corby Warren rounds out the top 10, then it's Philip Hammer and Powell Gebski. Then it's Gorge Gazer, Kim Andre Bjorkland, Salvatore Lane, Ruben Iglesias, who's top of the amateurs. Then it's Mate Lampert, Balash Pala, Gordon Marshall, Dominic Beck, Samuel Lindelow, Jean-Thierry Origi, Mate Mihalides, Lean Weigel is in 24th. He needs a big result today for his championship. Then it's Gordon Hogg, Baptiste Aldebite, Anthony Bernand, Helder Sequeira, Quinton Rocher, Patrick Barth, Julian Mary, Steve Kleiss, Cheyenne Belton Helden, Brian Scolioli, and Pascal Costa. You had a qualifying ban. So you two did Scolieri actually as well.
Well done. Let's hope the race can be as good as your pronunciation.
How did Jamie get on with that? Or did you do the grid?
No, me and Jamie we just YOLO it.
Yeah?
Yeah, we just, yeah. Like, yeah, some people first, some people are second. Yeah. Good luck on the race.
Sure.
No, I don't remember.
I did mess up one of the names.
Oh, you did brilliantly. You did brilliant.
Bad.
Right, so standing start.
Wow, look at that. They're
Oops.
going through the final
Gabriel
corner.
Schick, maybe wrong setup. He's going to have a few...
He's got 10 seconds.
No, he doesn't, because if you leave and everyone grids...
but Sequeira hasn't got to the grid yet.
Ah.
Oh, no, he hasn't made it. Sorry, there's a vacant spot.
There's 2 vacant spots.
My goodness. Schick doesn't take the start. David Toth will, though. He's on the pole position. And away we launch as Oschersleben. It's a good start for the teammates. Impulse are going to try to do something about it. As looking to the inside now, there's a very aggressive move from Pundit, who might go round the outside of his teammate. There's contact behind and a lot of contact. And even the teammates for the Impulse cars have hit each other, and it turns into a chassis. 1, 2, 3. What a mistake
yeah,
that was
on
from
Impulse.
Soltec.
They nearly did it in T1, then they did do it in T2. I'm more interested in how we lost cars in a straight line.
Well, Rafael Pundit has really been the big loser out there, but mate Lamper also getting involved. Lindelof as well. I think it may have been Lamper and Lindelof colliding. Before we got into someone, we'll get a replay of that a little bit later on, but for now, the driver's getting to single file as they go through the middle sector.
Oh, looking to the side rather than forward. Lane, like I've mentioned, just finding himself always in these instances, hopefully, can have a clean one. That was a simple case of I'm looking out my side window, anyone in front be damned. Great start from the CZ boys, like this is epic. Yeah, Impulse just got it so wrong. In T1 they almost didn't help each other, then in T2 they completed the job.
Yeah, but 60% fuel tank capacity for this race. The longest the drivers will be as going to tank of fuel. It's probably about 40 minutes.
Balazs Pala is dropping.
Yes. And Hammer has just got past Warren as well. I think it may have been a mistake from Warren, so he's dropped a couple of places. Pala down to 18th now.
Pascal Costa up 11. We're going to have another dedicated Costa cam.
As there's some more battling and round goes Pala again. Well, it wasn't a good launch for him. Then he dropped a few more places. Now he's dropped even more. And another one is Ordubay has gone round in his bright orange livery.
Yeah, we'll get some replays once it all calms down.
Let's go trying to limit the damage for Impulse, but there's no way around this part of the circuit.
Whoa.
So let's get a replay of it. It was a pretty even start for the top 4, but it was a nice draft. As is what happened to Mihaela does. He was unlucky.
I'm not sure. It looked like Shize calls that, and then it ended up killing a Shize car. That's what it looked like. It looked like the Shize car just changed direction and straight and hit someone, flying it into one of his teammates.
I think the Shize car may have hit Lindelof, who then hits Lamper.
I'm not sure why the sudden change of direction on straight.
Oh, look at the dive from Liska. Can he get stopped? Not quite, but I love the attempt.
Yeah. Was that on her patcher?
Yes, it was, yeah. A lot of cover. This is Okayama reminiscent around the final corner there.
Yeah, what a send. Wow, there is a lot of gravel.
Yeah, a lot of gravel on the outside of TT. It was building up all the way through qualifying as well, and there's going to be even more now because we've got Lean Weigel. That's bad news for him because he was actually the leader, was Weigel. No, he was second, I think, behind Iglesias. But that's bad for his championship. And off the circuit as well as Marshall. He dispenses a bit more gravel onto the track.
This is not going to end well.
Nope.
Oh, I'm not sure what that's all about.
Liska has got past her patch now finally, but yeah, Marshall all at sea. He's out with the Marshalls, is that correct?
And a bad rejoin to boot, I think, unfortunately. Didn't look good, the rejoin.
I'd be curious to see this move from Liska. I'm curious as to how on earth he managed to get around that part of the circuit.
Ow. Oh.
Yeah, you might be alright with that.
It's alright. It was gentle. It was very R1.
Apparently one of us is getting replaced by Christian Horner next week as he starts his media career.
I've heard the same thing. Yeah, you two have fun.
Okay, so I'm staying, am I?
Yeah, you're staying. I'm doing the Friday Championship, the endurance.
Oh, okay.
Solo.
Yeah. Okay. Sure. Alan's saying that he loves this track a lot. I'm liking it at the moment. And I think just the look of it is quite good. I like how compact it is. There's like a lot's going on. Oh, see players being hit.
Yeah, it's held his brakes well though. Yeah, I mean, I can't shake the fact it feels like a British track to me.
Yeah, yeah.
No, yeah, it's been too long since I
changed for third position. Soltaszek has got past Ola.
Yes, indeed. Impulse up.
Could we get a replay of Soltaszek's race starts? And we'll get a replay of how he got this move done as well.
Is this another one? Up the in... Oh, no.
Slow down.
Yeah.
Oh, not slow down, just, yeah, went off. Yeah, it'd be good to get a replay of Soltaszek's lap 1 because I feel like Soltaszek might get a penalty for wiping out his teammate early on. His teammate won't, like, report it, but all lap 1 incidents are reviewed, so he might get a penalty for that, which might bring him out of question.
Yeah, I have to say, I think it was just a soft door bang, to be honest. Because he had the better start. I think he... Let's see. So he backs out of the 3 wide, causing him to be 4th. Oh, it was netcode, but he blew the corner. He blew T1.
Yeah.
But it was ultimately 2 foot of netcode. Weird. So how is Costa Can? Where are we at? He is up 18 positions, P17.
He's done most of the overtakes now. He's gone past most of the grid.
Daniel Ola just been passed by Liska. Impulse on the move. Ola losing 2 in 2 laps. Here's a replay of what happened. You know, Liska's not afraid of lobbing it.
And because we know this straight is called.
Oh.
Full slow down. No? Yep.
Nice. Yeah, maybe. It was strange. Because Ola just brake checked. Must
Yeah,
have.
he slowed down quite a lot through the Shell S. So.
And Daniel Ola is out of draft. Well, no, about second back.
So can Impulse recover this now? How far behind is Costa? Costa is about 10 seconds off, 15 seconds off the lead. Hot take, I don't think Costa's going to win this race, but I wouldn't be shocked if he ends up in the top 5.
Yeah, I mean, it only gets harder from now because he's got to pass people like Lana and Bjorklund coming up soon, and that's just going to take an infinitely amount of time longer than 5 or 6 of the others.
Bubulk in chat saying Soltaszek needs to buy triples. So maybe he just didn't have a whole lot of visibility. It's understandable going into T1 when your vision's already impaired by the cars in front of you.
Well, T1, his teammate had the better run, backed out to set up the corner, and Soltaszek just went in deep for opportunity, blew the brake in, and then had to straight line T2, and yeah, was deep into T2. It was just a choice, opportunity or consistency, and the teammates picked different options.
Got some very good news for Steve Kleiss because Lean Weigel has had an incident. And what was a very good race for Weigel, running up in the top 20 in the early stages, has completely been ruined. And is outside the top 25 now, he's not even on the board. Here's Dominic Beck going to defend from Kim Onjo Bjorklund. With these guys having a good race. Beck up 8 places now.
Yeah, looking really good.
Got Birdies catching up to them, and of course Birdies started
But I tell you what,
in 3rd.
Liska definitely messed up qualifying. Fastest lap of the race, up 4 positions. There's no one like that in the top 8. Like, really shifting is Liska.
We saw him set the fastest first sector of anyone, didn't we?
Yeah.
But then he got an off track in his 2nd sector. Oh, that's how Liga went round. Maybe he was leaning on his tyres a bit too much.
Very clever. Very clever. Shane round. That's in the middle of the... Oh, no, it's off. Good. Not a nice feeling, that, dropping the car. So is it birdies that was up there in the top 5, yeah. Rafael Birdies, who we're on board with now, lost out by the teammate of Solstech hitting.
That's very generous there from Bjorklands. Good awareness. And of course, the outside will probably work quite well here because the outside turns into the inside for the next corner. And Lani might go with him. Good covering off though by Bjorklands.
Very good indeed. I don't think Lani's... Oh!
Well, if you can avoid the 4Xs, you really need to try to, because I think a lot of these drivers are going to be pushing the instant limit by the end of this. Yep. So many corners where you can pick up a bit of time by just track extending a little bit.
Julien Mary clearing Gordon Marshall. Swap back again. Gordon Marshall clearing Julien Mary. What happened to Gabriel Sisk again? Down in 27th? I'm trying to remember. Oh,
Origi's had an issue.
Yeah, Origi's dropping. Yeah, what happened to Gabriel Chick? I'm trying to remember.
He didn't take the start. He was meant to start in 5th, wasn't he? And then he didn't grid up.
I think just put on the wrong set because he had gridded.
Yeah.
Thus forfeiting his grid timer.
I think that's a dumb thing from iRacing. I don't think that should be. I think it should give you, unless everyone's on the grid at the same time, it shouldn't start.
Well, we all moan about how long things take, so I assume a long time ago it was just implemented to save time.
Scotty with a nice picture actually there, with the background cuts out.
Worst feeling in the world though, pressing it and then knowing as soon as you exit out, you are clicking like a crazy. You spam garage my setups, you just end up, you really click anything. Anything will do now. As long as it's not polyfuel, I'll take my Belle set right now. And then you press down, you wait, hit join. Horrible feeling. Spa this week, I missed the grid. I haven't done it. I haven't done it in maybe 18 months, 2 years. Yeah. I missed the grid. Chatting of all things, it's really weird.
You were starting all the way up in 3rd to last, so.
Yeah, I lost 2 positions starting from bits.
Did you actually?
Yeah, I lost 2 positions. But because of the endurance layout, it brought me out 16 seconds off the back.
Oh, so you're. Yeah.
Because it goes green all the way around, so you have to wait.
Do you have cold tyres as well if you start from the pit lane?
Cold? No, they were pre-warmed actually.
Okay, yeah.
So if Redline are listening, that's another thing.
Sure, yeah.
They were pre-warmed, and I saved fuel by not having to do the outlap.
Sure, yeah. You were laughing.
So all I missed out was the ride heights, quali fuel, and max pressures.
Yeah.
The rest I had.
And potentially a lap on crash.
Yeah, no, it was the cleanest race you've ever seen.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe that tells you something about who's causing the incidents.
Have you seen the clip? Back to the race.
Birdie's got ahead of Beck right there. Beck not fighting that. Sure, he'll be back later on.
Very good. Liska looking fast. I think Liska will be ahead of Scholzke. Teammates will be ahead. They will be swapping soon. Liska's looking like the fast one out there.
Yeah, well, they've been catching up to the leaders by a 10th or 2 a lap for the last few laps. This is definitely a 4.
And Ola with those 2 slowdowns, I'm sure. Well, one blown corner, 1 slowdown is falling off the back. And Ivan Vargas is keeping up with Ola.
And of course, Soltysek still has a chance at the title this season. He came into this around 26 points behind David Toth. Pascal Costa, his teammate, came in further ahead, but of course had the qualifying ban. But, well, yeah, I think we're saying that Soltysek probably isn't going to get a penalty, whereas that one instant. But that does loom over him. If this was Formula 1, he'd have an orange exclamation mark next to his name right now. No live stewards though, it's all post-race decisions.
We live judge.
Yeah.
But it has no impact on the judges. They don't watch our feedback and think, oh yeah, good point.
No.
Pascal Costa with a run here. This is our lead amateur. Window wiper wave.
Has got a bit of damage on the front of that car. Probably not too bad around a circuit like this with all the corners, but it's got a lot of cars to overtake. He will be in ASAP The moment that you can get to the end of the race on a tank of fuel, you'll be in. Avoid all the traffic. Will probably be about 5 or 6 minutes until that's the case.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
The-
Team Beagle in the wars today.
yeah.
I mean, Steve Kleiss, I was saying how Steve Kleiss is really looking good for the championship. Kleiss is having an absolute nightmare today. Don't know why. He's down in 31st place. He hasn't pitted yet. But it's absolutely nowhere championship leader in the AM. So maybe the championship will still be alive, even despite Vigor having a rubbish time.
I think driver of the day at the moment is Ruben. Behind him, 9.3k. In front of him, 7.3k. His I rating, 2.7.
And to be fair, Ruben's still in the championship fight. He came into the round 37 points off the lead. So yeah, he will bring himself right back into play with the championship leaders.
And just seeing how he handled the Pascal Costa tells you a lot. His mind's in the right place right now. Just got to log laps now. Keep it facing forward.
Beck is off the track. Let's see how it happened. Would have had to have been Dominic Beckenbauer to save that slide.
Oh my God. I'm starting to think you get ChatGPT to do this the day before. Is that seriously what you do?
No,
Oh.
I just thought, what? The thing is, not many things really rhyme with or fit into Beck. It's not a word, famously. So, gotta go for 90s football goalkeepers. But he's up to 11.
Yeah, I thought I saw someone dropping, but looks like it's just an overtake. Gabriel Schick moving on up, but a long way to go. Pascal Costa obviously up 20 positions now. Pit stop still a long way away. How long are we thinking? Is it going to be 2 stop?
1 stop.
What is it? 6? Oh, it's 60%.
Yeah,
right,
yeah.
of course.
Yeah, I think another 5 minutes before we can come in. Yeah, so I just saw Sick had already pitted, but of course he started on the pit lane, that's why it's going up with that. Credit to him for continuing to soldier on. I mean, he had an awful time of it back at Zolder. I think he had a qualifying ban for that round. And so he's really been out of position for a while, as Gabriel, but he's still trying.
Yep.
And he'll move up to 22nd position now. We're going to see a few lappers, I reckon, in this race. Maybe outside everyone outside the top 25, but this extended format, I didn't know what was happening with Soltsek's car there. Looked like he was almost spinning, but he's all right. In P3, under pressure from his teammate. And after catching up to the guys ahead for a while, it's sort of their progress has slumped a bit of these two. And Soltsek's just made a mistake in the first sector. He lost a quarter of a second in the first sector of this lap, so that's why they're a little bit further away now.
Yeah, I mean, obviously fuel's important as well, and the Shizo boys haven't had anything to do. They didn't need to do anything. They're in perfect flying formation. So we're assuming Impulse are slightly on the back foot. They had to both dispense of Daniel Olin, let's not forget.
So this is earlier. I'm surprised the fuel lasts this long, but this is going to be a very low fuel consumption circuit due to the fact that there's so many corners. Pushing it on the pit lane entry is Costa. He will come out almost a lap down. Really?
Yeah, hopefully he's got a decent overlay, because he needs clear track for... I mean, 10 laps would be a godsend.
Yeah, I think it will be about 10 laps though. Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, he can get up to...
Can we see if he's taking tyres as well, actually? I doubt he is, but we're worth clarifying. No, yeah, he's not taking tyres.
Trying to see where I reckon he can make it up to.
So would he still be ahead of Steve Kleiss? No, Kleiss is just ahead. I said he was going to be a lap down. I don't know what I was talking about. Apologies for that. It's way ahead than that. That's the awkward pit entry, or pit exit, sorry. And he's behind Mihaela Des as well. Where's Mihaela Des? Wow, Mihaela Des nearly hit him. That was incredible. I mean, that's how dangerous that pit exit is. Hayden is just taking his racing line, and Sony took out Costa. I'd love to see a replay of that.
Yeah, I didn't even see it coming. I was looking at the telemetry.
Let's get him on board from Mahalides if possible. Or this angle, to be fair, would work all right as well. And Mahalides comes in here.
Yeah, I mean, that technically would be Mahalides. I don't know, it's really hard. I've had this argument with people. I mean, sorry, I don't argue. I was right. At Charlotte, same thing. You come out of pit exit and they open up the corner and slam you into the wall. They're saying they're taking the racing line. I'm like, yes, but also sometimes it's a pit exit line. Sometimes, because I am using it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't need to check you're there. I'm in the pit exit. There's a white line.
I can
I don't need to facilitate you driving into me.
I don't think Mahalides even knew anything about the car coming out of the pits there. I think he just suddenly heard an engine sound to his left. And I was thinking, thank goodness I didn't lock up.
Good to see a move here from Hammer. I think he lit the rears up a little bit there, but clear.
So yeah, her patch has sort of been falling down as the race has been going on. So after a very strong start, but he's now actually got someone from his own class behind him, Gazer, who he needs to beat today in order to keep his championship hopes alive.
OJK in chat is asking, wait, is the stop not longer today if you refuel? I'm not sure what you mean, sorry.
So yeah, Costa's going to run a heavier car all the way through, so as Mahalides has actually had a spin. So yeah, Costa would have started with a full tank.
Yeah, but he won't have people to pass. That's it. Yeah,
up.
exactly. It'd be way faster to... Out there, he's probably 8/10 quicker than most of the drivers he had to overtake, so he will just be able to run those laps now.
But yeah, you're absolutely right, OJK. This is not like the ideal strategy for you. If there were no cars on track, you want to drain the tank all the way.
But yeah, as those names get bigger, the Bjorklunds, Larnes, Corby Warren 7K, then the rest of those names, it's not going to be easy for him to pass. He could lose laps behind them. Whereas if he boxes early, he can run probably quicker laps than a group of people over and over again. I had this, I think you just said the track, Okayama. I got involved in an accident. I was like running second or third. Got involved in an accident like T2, completely off the track. I boxed the second I could, like even a lap earlier, I think I just decided to fuel save. And I was running, 7-8 a lap quicker every lap. Once the pit phase all came through, I'd repaired most of the damage.
Chris Van Goots supporting Steve Kleiss out there, who's, like I said before, not having a good time at 31st position. Don't know what's going on with Steve today.
He didn't have it in qualifying either.
Yeah, his best lap is just, quite sluggish. So maybe just isn't familiar with the circuit, Steve. He is a circuit specialist, I'd say. Like, I remember Sebring a couple of seasons ago. He was absolutely great. And then actually, I say that, this season he's been very consistent, so I'm probably wrong. Marshall has gone ahead of Beagle, and Lindelo's gone ahead of Beagle as well. So we've now got our two amateur championship leaders in 27th and 31st overall. Well, third place in the amateurs, Ruben Iglesias, in 15th. Iglesias might be leading the championship after this round, and we might see a second ACA esports driver win the amateur title in 2 seasons after his teammate, whose name I forget, last season. Lindelo in the bits.
Yeah, he also felt was slightly out of position. You gotta be careful though, you can come out in a right mess. It's not the longest of tracks, but as long as you check your radar and understand where you're going to come out, you can be fine.
Well, I feel like it's in the other driver's hands, isn't it, when it comes to that pit exit?
Yeah.
It's sort of like if they lock up, then there's not a whole lot you can do.
Yeah, we should probably keep an eye on this pit exit, but I suppose the chance of someone coming along. Mahalides was very well timed, to say the least.
Yeah. You should have a mini camera in the bottom corner.
A pit exit cam.
Just on that, see if it butchers it. So, Solsec within a second of the lead for the first time. Of course, if the Shazy esports cars wanted to play this tactically, Varga could hold up Solsec and help Toth extend his lead and help him in the championship. Toth leads the championship. Saltsec would be second place in the championship if it ended like this.
Yeah, I mean, you've got to be careful because of the fuel saving. It is quite... I think they're very hard to hold up these skill level. They're just going to send you. All looking very neat up front, though. Obviously, big shame we lost the other Rafael Birdies down in P11. Because I think that would be quite the dominant force having the three Impulse boys together.
Here comes Costa, making one of the necessary moves. He's got one more for position ahead, but it looks like there's maybe a couple of back markers as well ahead. He's got Julien Mary next.
Yeah, this hasn't... not sure this is exactly paid out. I don't know how many clean laps he got.
Well, he's only got one more, I think, to go.
Okay.
You see, to Vigo, he's 9 seconds behind, so...
But remember, there will be no lappers, quote-unquote, for him, because he will not get blue flags, because he is behind everyone.
Sure.
So, yeah, even if they're 33rd, he will be they won't be getting blue flags. Oh, that's a line. I think the Auckland's going to...
It's Lane passing Warren.
Hedges is ahead of Steve Clays. Pascal Costa's pit was quick. Be interesting to see what the time is that people set.
Ian Vigo has just gone off the circuit, by the way.
Not having his favourite day.
Yeah. And of course, just before that, of course, like you said, Kleiss lost a position, so... Well, bad news for both of them. Warren is really close to Lane. I'm pretty sure he lost that position to Lane just a moment ago, but he is not letting it go, and he's got a good draft here. And hanging into the Shell S, he could have a chance. He looks to the inside, but there's not much of a braking zone. You sort of want that outside swooping line, and these last couple of corners, it's not particularly easy. Albeit we have seen some overtakes in the final corner. Will we see one here? No, he's too far back. The leaders are very close. The top four are separated by 1.5 seconds. That was as high as over 4 seconds.
Whereas Danielola, my pick, is 4 seconds off the back of that group. And Ivan Vargas is within shouting distance of Danielola. Team checkmate, looking strong. Philip Hammer hasn't had it really this track. Just seemed a bit off his normal step, I think. In a strong position, but I mean, what is he, up 4 positions? So, like, what I mean is just capitalising, I think.
Yeah, you'd sometimes expect these drivers who come to their home circuit to maybe have a bit of a boost, but not
at least go ahead of Sosek.
That seemed very choreographed. Corby Warren has made a mistake. He's just up behind. Oh no, he's had a big mistake. Be careful, careful. Let's see what happens to the American who was running, I think, in P13. He was right behind Salvatore Lane. Too much first curve.
Wow. Wow, that's an unforced error if I've ever seen one. Right, are we going to see a Liska move? I think Impulse have saved enough fuel. They want to go places now.
They can't really afford to go for the undercut here, because if they pit now, they'll just come into a lot of traffic, probably around Origi, Lampert, that sort of range. And they'll have the extra fuel weighing them down, so
Lane into the pit.
Got to get it done on track. Vigo dropping off a bit from Toth now. 7/10 the gap up to, just a couple of mistakes. Or maybe the tactics that I was explaining earlier.
Yeah, let's see. I love this. It's been really close between these two teams all season.
just looking at the time, and Costa's just got ahead of Lane, by the way, who came into the pits. So that gives you a reference that when everyone pits, Costa should be around sort of P11, P12. I think that's where Lane was before.
Yeah, it's amazing.
So yeah, he'll gain about 5 places with that undercut.
Lane's pit stop was a lot quicker than Pascal Costa's as well. Liska taking a look. Oh, that's not. Oh.
He's got a good chance into T3 here. Gonna have to cover it off all the way to the inside as Varga. Liska has to clear this car immediately, otherwise David Toth is going to sprint away in the lead, but there's no way under here and into T4 through the triple. There is no way through either. This is 100% single file. No chance of overtaking unless he can nip underneath into the long left-hander T7. Here he comes.
Yep. Lovely done. Lovely done.
Can he get it clear though?
Yep.
In a way, no, they make contact, and through goes his teammates, Gran Liska.
We'll take a look at that.
Varga drops to P6.
Okay, so Liska gets the run. Both leave enough space.
I mean, racing instant, right?
Yeah, they both wanted it way too much. They both wanted it. They left. On entry, neither of them left an inch.
Soltasek took a very wide line just to avoid any risk of making contact himself. Immediately backed out of it and then did not know
Yeah, I
was
mean,
going to rejoin.
Yeah, 100% right. It's just a race since they both... they both really, really wanted it. Moments before the pit stop. I don't know.
Well, it means that David Toth now has a 3-second lead. His lead went up by about 2.5 seconds in all of that. But with the pace that Soltasek was showing earlier on, him and his teammate Liska might have the pace to bring this back. Of course, they're going to stay on the same set of tires for the whole race, so that is going to be a big factor by the end of this one.
Yeah, it's a shame. These teams have been very competitive each other all season long, but it's been kept respectful. So you hate to see incidents like that. Who's looking good out there right now? Ivan Vargas. Don't think we should take our eyes off him, to be honest. On the back of Danuola. P5 right now after that incident. Hasn't got a teammate in sight apart from down to P10. Yeah, looking good.
Judging by how early Costa came into the pits, we're expecting these guys to go to about 42 minutes before they have to come into the pits. So it'll be a while, yeah?
Stephen Clays has been passed.
Yeah, by Samuel Lindelow. Oh, Lindelow round.
Oh.
And again.
Yeah, not the best recovery. Let's see what happened here. Clip the curb on exit. Oh. Whoa. And then I want to know what happens here. Oh dear. Not the nicest feeling.
So that last lap sort of 2/10 faster than the race leader. That is generally what we have been seeing from the Impulse cars. That's their pace advantage over the Shazy cars.
Yeah, I mean, but Toff can control it. I think with 3 seconds, I think he's just going to focus right now on that fuel number. Now the pit stop and then worry about all of this later.
Highest gainer in this race is now Brian Scollieri as... What's happened to Liska into the pits?
Into the pits. I think Costa might be up the most. It's just we need to wait.
Yeah, oh yeah. But for now...
For now.
It's the Uruguayan. Brian Scollieri up 19 places, but yeah, he is yet to pit. But he had a quali ban as well. Philip Hammer now on the back of mate Vargo, was a tenth of a second faster that last tour. I don't know if we can see Liska's pit exit here, just to check that he gets out all smoothly.
Really fast pit stop from Liska. Well, I'm comparing to Costa. I suppose it was slower than Lane. Right, let's see how this goes. It's horrible, though. Hold your breath.
Okay, safe.
Safe. Yeah, it reminds me of something between a merge between Charlotte and oh, I had thought of it. No, the Wall of Champions one.
Montreal.
Montreal, yeah. I like that track.
Ah, top 5 circuits.
Yeah,
I
brilliant
love to drive
racetrack. I'm not a big fan of sausage curbs in iRacing anymore. I think it's one of the worst sims for sausage curbs nowadays. So the Wall of Champions is not my favourite anymore. It feels like you're just driving into a pile of bricks nowadays.
Sure.
And if you're flung somewhere lower than the moon, you're happy. Like, that's how it feels currently.
But when you nail it.
But when you nail it.
Yeah.
Correct. But no, great track. And I don't like pit exit one little bit.
Always looks like the cars are just cruising through that triple. But they are pushing it 100%.
Indeed, they are.
Gap down to 2.4 seconds. I think it's been, well, a big mistake from David Toth on this. David Toth lost a second in Sector 1. So a mistake from him. This is how it happens. He's overshot T2, it looks like. Hotel.
Oh! Whoa. On the old grass model, that would have been pain.
We've got the poles attacking each other now.
Yeah, Bo's going to get this done. Simple job, I think, up the inside. Oh, broke early, though. Thought better of it.
Maybe having flashbacks to the reason why he's so far down the order birdies earlier on. Having contact at the corner.
Fair. Fair point. Yeah, that mistake from Toff may be costly because after the Shostek thingy incident, I can't remember who it was now.
Oh, Varga.
Varga, yeah. After all what I said, I'm having a strong race. 4/10 of Varga, P6 at the moment, but I suppose a few people have pitted. But I think he's only going to lose one through the pit phase. And that would be to Liska. God, I keep thinking Gabriel Schick is back in this, but he's not. That pit stop was not a pit stop. He started from the pits.
Yeah.
So he's got a lot of work to do.
As Pala moves past Iglesias, that was very accommodating there from Iglesias. Not sure how deliberate it was, but he's driving a good time of it. Is the Andorran in 13th place, yet to make a pit stop. Still, Philip Hammer is unable to overtake mate Varga. We know from Hammer, well, he did wipe out Pascal Costa, to be fair, at Red Bull Ring. Besides that, he's usually a very generous driver. He's won round 1 of this championship back at Spa. So he's not going to go for anything wild, and I wouldn't be surprised if actually maybe he goes for an undercut here. Gets his pit stop done early.
What a last lap at Spa that was.
Yeah. Probably moment of the season still. His iRacing number for Hammer is 88888.
Wow. No, I have no aspirations of getting that high. I think 6.5 I'll retire happily. I hit 6.1, but then it went like elastic band.
Maybe retire at 6.666.
True.
That'd be quite satisfying.
Yeah, fair. What happened to that overshoot? Just hand some back.
Yeah, you might have to dabble in it a bit. As Hammer is into the pits, he's listening to me.
Make Mercedes ahead of Julien Mary. As Sam said, Hammer into the pits.
Yeah, this is going to get very tight very soon. We're expecting everyone in. I think we're going to see a few drivers in on this next lap, at 29, but then I think I don't think anyone's going to go beyond lap 31. I think 31 is going to be as far as you can go. But we'll see. I might be wrong.
Yeah, I'm trying to think who would. I suppose if anyone, Solskjaer. He was following his teammate for the majority of.
Let's see if Hammer gets a clean exit. He has got Origi quite close to him, but he'll be behind Origi. Lampert is the next one. Hammer almost overshoots it. Here comes Lampert. Lampert is just ahead. Oh, but yeah, it was not far. Still ahead of Bernard.
Yeah, not the best exit though. He got that all wrong.
Now he's being held up behind the chassis car as well, desperately trying to get underneath, constantly getting out of the throttle.
Yeah, well, Hammer will be running higher fuel. We know mate is plenty fast enough, so yeah, he won't lose too much, I don't think.
Yeah, was looking for the undercut as well, was Hammer. So this isn't quite working out. It's the only way through here. Probably into the final corner. We've seen a few overtakes already, but it's not the excellent run there. Can he dive up the inside here? Yeah, he's going to play it patient.
I think Hammer will get down the left-hand side here into the inside.
This is forcing him back. I mean, the likes of even Pascal Costa is now only 4 seconds behind Hammer. As he goes for it into T1.
He just backed out. Oh.
Is anyone coming out the pits? No, we're all right. Yikes.
Well, this didn't work.
No. This might put him behind Apache. Despite him overtaking Apache earlier on, he is losing hand over fist. Losing time hand over fist.
Yeah. But this is all part of motor racing. Pitting, where are you going to come out?
Salt second to the pits now from P2. Was not able to go as far as David Toth.
Yeah, you're right. Hammer is losing a lot. No, he's not. Oh, mate Varga into the pits. Oh, wait, there's mate Lampert as well. Right, okay. That's why I'm getting confused. There's two mates in Chise. Okay.
There goes Costa on Bath. Same move there. Let's see how Saltsec gets out of the pits. 11.5 seconds for him stationary. That's pretty quick.
It is indeed.
I imagine Toth will be even quicker than that, seeing that he's gone the extra lap. Can he get out all safely? Liska. Oh, where's Liska? He's still ahead of Liska. The Liska came into the pits a few laps earlier, and they basically are exactly the same as where they were before.
Yep, you love to see it.
And they've got a clean bit of track now.
Oh, Philip Ham is. Wait, where's Philip Hammer in all this? Oh, he's got by.
Yeah, and Lampert's lost out to Bernard as well.
Yeah, mate Lampert's really struggling at the moment. Here's a replay of how it happened. Just gonna have to send it. Oh. Yeah, where is Lampert going there? I didn't know quite.
I think he was scared that Hammer was going to commit and then left the door open to avoid contact.
That's madness.
Toth into the pits. This is very significant now. Needs to have a quick pit stop. Anything less than sort of 13 seconds and he should be Very, very safe.
Yeah. No, this will be a 10-8-3. Ruben Iglesias into the pits.
10-7-7. You weren't
Oh.
far off.
Went far off.
So his lead will probably extend here, but can he get out of the pits safely? Scolari's going to be ahead of him.
Well, it made sense. Toff never looked... I know he was leading, but he never looked fast, so I just assumed he was saving. He was in complete control of the race, always had fresh air, so yeah, I think he was just managing the gap.
So the gap is 2.5 seconds, so pretty much the same as it was before, and the Impulse cars are going to have to make up that gap and pass the race leader on track.
Gabriel Sheik into the pits, Mick Lampert into the pits, Patrick Barth into the pits. Obviously, Ruben Iglesias just come out of the pits from 11.1. It's a good pit stop for an AM. That's impressive.
So still waiting for the top 7 to pit.
Yep. Pascal Costa looking away through Gordon Hoke, who hasn't pitted yet, so this must be really frustrating for Pascal, but...
Yeah, he can get underneath it. There he goes.
So Pascal Costa is about, to put it in perspective...
Ooh,
Wait, what's happened to
with the
Hammer?
slide.
Yeah.
And Hammer's behind Costa. This is an awful few laps for Philip Hammer. He's going to go from, I think, what was a net 7th to outside the top 10.
What happens here? What? So then what happens here? Something else? Yeah, what? Oh my god. He short shifted, lost it, straight lined, throttle, lost it. Bono.
Oh, this could be a bit awkward here. I think all these guys will clear that car coming out of the pit, so they should be fine.
Scolari, Origi, Gordon Hogue, and Anthony Bernard into the pits. Pascal Costa up 24.
Long pit stop for Gazer, by the way. 16 seconds. Lost 5 seconds.
Who
in
would
the
be
pit
ahead?
stop.
Pascal Costa or Balazs Pala?
Pala will be ahead. Where was Pala? I can't remember where Pala was.
Not sure.
No, maybe it will be Costa, yeah.
Paul Gebski ahead now of Costa.
And this is properly for position now.
Yeah.
They're both pitted. These all count.
Okay, Ola and Vargas into the pits, and Balazs Pala. We expect Pala to drop quite a few positions. Maybe around Hammer, I'm not sure.
So Toth retakes the lead, gap at 2 seconds now. It's still coming down, but we've only got 12 minutes of this round 6 of the season to go. Where are the drivers coming out of the pits? Pala's going to come out in a pretty awkward spot, I think, but he's behind all of these guys, so he crossed it up into the top 10.
Pala with a 9.1 pit stop, but
Wow.
it's still not enough. Not even behind Hammer, behind Gazer, so, and Lane, and Bjorklund. Yeah.
Oh, Powell almost spinning round, and he's lost out. Oh no, he's going to send it back on Costa. He takes a very wide berth to accommodate his rival, and Gebski gets it back.
It looked like Costa gave it back. Maybe there was an incident.
Yeah, maybe you're right.
Something didn't add up, all of what just happened. Maybe we can get a replay. If something happened. Oh, got a replay. Maybe something did. Yeah, so... No, he just lifted. Yeah, okay, so he wasn't, quote-unquote, giving it back. He lifted to make sure he didn't spin him. Because he knows how tough Sam is with the rules. I mean, the stewards. Ban, Hammer. Volley ban. Volley ban for you. Scotty Airy with a very long pit. Gordon Marshall with a very long pit. 27 seconds.
Yeah.
That's endurance, fuel, and 4 tyres.
Yeah, it must be 4 tyres, right?
Yeah.
I can only imagine. Yeah, I mean, the one that confuses me is the 16 seconds for Gazer, because Gazer could have come out in P9, but instead he's
16.
12.
16's missing your box, I suppose.
Yeah, he would have been P8, would have been her birdies even.
Yeah, I think he's missed his box and had to jam it in reverse. I'd never do that. Again.
1.6 seconds the gap between the leaders. 1.7 now as we talk. 1.8 now. Oh, he's got a slowdown. There goes Liska, unless that's tactical. I think it was a slowdown though. So it's up to 1.9 now. That's what Toth needed, because these guys on the last lap took 4/10 out of the lead. 9 minutes to go. We've got, what, another 7 laps, 6 laps, depending on where we fall with the clock. David Toth, it's never really looked like the fastest driver out on circuit, apart from maybe the very first few laps, but he delivered in qualifying, as he has done so many times this season, and he would have one hand on the trophy if the race ended like this.
Yes, indeed.
He loses back forward to a second just through turn 1 alone. Great first corner for Liska, who pulls away from Soltysek.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, catching's one thing, passing's another. I don't know if 8.5 minutes is enough. But we shall see. Liska's looked really good all race long. Pascal Costa still hasn't got this done against, and Hammer's looking. Whoa.
Former teammates, they collided at Red Bull Ring, and they've collided again. And Hammer doesn't feel apologetic about it at all. Costa's going to do a nothing move there. There was no point in doing that, and this might not end well. And Hammer's a little bit wide, but he covers it off. He's up to P10 again.
I tell you, Gebski's doing amazing work. He's held off Pascal Costa over many attempts. I think it would be the last one, right? Clearing someone like Birdies would have taken too long.
But yeah, Birdies is one of the quickest drivers on track, right?
Yeah.
He's out of position, so.
So yeah, I think Costa just wanted that Gebski position, and it's cost him the Hammer position.
So in the championships, if it ends like this, Toth is going to have one hand on the trophy going into the final round of the season at Bathurst. In the Pro-Ams, looking very good for Mateo Hapacha. He's going to bring himself right back into play. Gazer with that long stop will not be far ahead, and Marcel Maroch with a tricky round for him today will probably be out of the running. And in the amateurs, Steve Kleiss having an awful time, Lean Weigel having an awful time, Ruben Iglesias having an amazing time. And he will bring himself back into the championship fray. So certainly our Pro-Am and our Am looking really, really close. And, of course, if Liska can catch and pass Toth and help Soltysek get past him as well, well, the Pro will be very alive as well. But if Toth wins this race, he will be very hard to catch in the last round.
Yep, someone in chat, Liska is... Yeah, he's been very impressive all season long, especially his one-lap pace. That's why it was such a shame his one-lap pace is the thing that let him down here today.
Yeah.
I think he would have had by the looking at his race pace, he would have had pole.
A little bit wide for Toth ahead.
But yeah, Liska just never looked it in qualifying at all. I think he qualified 8th.
Well, watch for this turn 1 and 2. This is, I think, what Bulk was pointing out. He's so quick at is Liska.
Yeah.
Even though it's the place where he made contact with his teammate earlier on. And that's another, well, maybe not so much that time, but still about a 10.5, I think, faster. That's a 3/4 of a second. He gained by 4/10 on that last lap. So by the end of this lap, he might be within passing range, if such a thing exists around this circuit.
Yeah, maybe Toth's just got a little bit of fuel to save. His pit stop was 1.2 seconds quicker.
Look at the alternative lines through Triple into T7. He's got a little bit early on the power that time, but he's still making up time. 6.5 now. How much do they cut the chicane? That's such a risky corner. Yeah, this is part of the race now where every single apex matters, every 100th. And a little bit wide from Liska, perhaps through the penultimate corner. It's not been as big a gain for Liska this time round, but it's still another 0.3 of a second. And you can bet he will, and it's the fastest lap of the race that last time out for Liska.
Yeah, absolutely cooking. I mean, Chosek's nowhere.
Yeah.
Been absolutely dropped.
But if Liska sends a dive, then he could all of a sudden take advantage.
Yeah, I mean, Toff didn't accidentally get 10k. He's not going to be the easiest man to pass.
4 minutes to go. And once again, the importance of this for the championship. If Toth wins this race, I reiterate, he will be almost insurmountable.
That Gebski Hammer Costa battle is still, they are still right on top of each other. We've got two amazing battles going on.
So where do you think he's going to overtake here? Where's his chance?
I think it'll be one of those rear inside taps to push them out a little bit to get the inside, and I think that's the only chance he has against Toff. Toff's going to defend the lines. He's not going to leave any gaps, so I think your best is what I joked earlier, the R1 move. You've got to give him a little tap on the rear to open that gap up, because they oversteer it. You know, they track out a little bit. He has not left himself a lot of time to pull this off.
So on this lap, I think another 10.5, was it, quicker? No, just a 10th. He needs more than that if he's going to win this race. Sends it in deep again.
Hammer. Hammer's, something's gone wrong.
Wow, he's all at angles there.
We definitely need a replay of that. That was a boiling pot, the three of them.
An awful home race for Philip Hammer. So is the mistake actually ahead? Oh!
Wait, so Gebski made the mistake?
I feel like that might be a penalty for Gebski.
Wait, didn't he just lose it though?
I think he lost it, and then I think he was defending hard. I think he was in control of his car when he moved to the inside.
Costa is not ahead of Gebski as well. How did Gebski manage that?
Did Costa have a... Yeah, no, you're right. Well, you might be seen. 0.3 of a second. We've got 2 laps to go. Oh, look how much deeper he is on the brakes, Liska.
Yeah, I think this might be a little bit fuel. This might be a little bit fuel orientated. I think Toff just has a little bit to save.
Is the final corner his best bet? We've seen a few dives, but he can't dive from that far back. This is where he can get a bit more of a slipstream. Is anything possible? 2 to go at Oschersleben.
He is so fast in this section, it's unbelievable.
And as well, the way that he just sort of locks in the corner through T3, the way he just sort of just dips into the banking.
Costa's gone. Gebsi, Koska. Yeah, Costa's off the track.
If there was any doubts about Costa's championship hopes, they are well and truly dashed now.
Let's see.
15th. Gebski defending hard again.
That's on Costa.
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, Gebski's out there driving some really weird Colin McRae lines, don't get me wrong, but end of the day, Costa tracked out into him. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what Gebski's...
Oh, here's the chance. It's down to a 10.5. If he's going to win this race, Liska, he's got to get it done here. This is where he's much later on the brakes anyway. Does the outside line work? Toth moves a little bit around on the straights. He manages to get him offline into the penultimate corner. We've got one more lap to go. Can he get to the inside here? Liska, no, just holds behind. But the inside for the final corner can be very lucrative. Here he comes down the inside with just a lap and a corner to go. There's contact between the two of them. There's small contact between. There's a third hit between the two of them. Toth, it remains ahead by 0.07 of a second. But if Liska can stay alongside, there's small contact again. They're swarming about, slaloming about on the straights. But Toth holds on with less than a lap to go.
Yeah, I mean, obviously those contacts were on Toff for sure. And obviously he wasn't clear. That's the reason he was hitting Liska there, but it was all fair. Like, it's just door banging. As long as no one dies, then it's okay. I said it though. That was Liska's move. The chance just to lean on the rear and expose that gap.
Is that the chance gone now? It's up to 0.3 of a second. The gap. It was a slight mistake from Liska around this part of the circuit. Now they've just got to absolutely send it with the slowdowns. Hopefully they both got through safe again. Liska's so quick around this part of the circuit, but he's not as close as he was on the last time round. Can he go for just an absolute dive? He tries to put the race leader off. We've got just 3 corners of this race to go. It's David Toth leading the way, the championship leader.
Oh, close your eyes.
Will extend his championship lead if it ends like this. He's in line for a dive here. Does he go for it? Final corner. It's not possible. And David Toth has led
what a race.
Almost every corner. He has led every corner of this race. And he takes the checker flag. And that was a champion's drive. Soltysek takes second place for the points. Liska laying him past right at the end, but he was not able to do a job for his teammate in the end. And the Impulse cars will feel frustrated because, well, they look like the 2 fastest cars on track.
Of course, had Soltysek pods off, it would have given Liska more points than had he just finished second, I think, because of the win points.
Exactly, yeah, you were taking more points off, yeah.
Great drive there. I enjoyed that. That was great driving from Toth and Liska there.
Hapacha, top of the Pro-Ams. He's right back in the championship hunt with Gazer ending up in P13. What could have been for Gazer would have probably been up in P9 if it weren't for that longer pit stop. And Iglesias with an amazing drive to 17th place and a nice pirouette as well across the finish line. Well, I think I'm down for more Oschersleben races. Not
Same.
an easy track to overtake, but very fun. As I think Anthony Bernard may have run out of fuel.
Oof.
He might be overtaken by one more car here. And Bath does overtake him.
I hope that move wasn't defensive, by the way. I really hope that wasn't defensive, because, sir, I would go into the steward's room and demand something. Because at 60 kph, you just turn it. A car that's going through.
Oh no, you hit me across the line. Oh, no.
Yeah, I hope that wasn't defensive. Because, yeah, in real life, that would be, you'd be having a chat.
Yes.
I enjoyed that. Good race.
Very, very good race. And a great drive as well from our race winner. We can show now David Toth, who wins out ahead of Soltysek, who, of course, was let past by Liska on the run to the line. Ola in 4th. Vargas. Varga, he'll be frustrated. He was up in 2nd place for a lot of that race, obviously. But sort of fell away a little bit towards the end. Maybe he had a bit of damage. Hapacha in P7, top of the Pro-Ams. And it was Iglesias way out in the lead of the amateurs. He was running even higher than that, I think, was Iglesias at one point. But when Hammer and Sick and Costa sort of made their way back up through the order, it wasn't feasible for him to hold on to that place. But still a good result for him. We'll wait for a bit for the drivers to come and have a chat with us. But next time out is Bathurst. And
Yes.
I know myself from winning the BSR Radical Winter Series Championship. I won it at Bathurst. And it's a nerve-wracking circuit, obviously, to be leading the championship because it can go so wrong so quickly.
Yeah, obviously you need to, now you're qualifying. Lap 1, anyone makes a mistake, any net code contact up the mountain, it can cause huge calamities, which will destroy your championship chances. So yeah, nailing and qualifying, a little bit out of your hands in lap 1, and then yeah, locking in and hoping sure your prep is on, because closer you get to the walls, faster you go, unless you go too close.
Yes, yep. So that'll be really insane. That'll be in 2 weeks' time, of course. Reminder, of course, to check out the Apex Racing League Endurance 2025. You can sign up to that over at apexracingleague.com, as well as the final round of this series and a couple of other series as well. We also have, of course, Apex Racing Academy, the title sponsor for this series, so you can check them out at apexracingac.com. Once again, link in the description below for that. And also check out the late Apex, because we recorded our latest episode at 4 o'clock this afternoon.
It was a banger.
They all are, but this one in particular was quite a good one. So do check that out, either on YouTube or wherever you stream podcasts, whether it be Spotify or Apple Podcasts or anything like that. The drivers are a little bit shy.
They're knackered, mate.
Have you had many interviews? Do they quite like chatting to Jamie, or is it like?
I mean, I don't remember. Yeah, we did a few.
Yeah.
What was it? We had to end it. We just had to end it. We had to say like, I appreciate the queue. Yeah, it was me.
Really,
And,
you had that?
yeah, no, it was with you, wasn't it? It must have been with Jamie. Sorry, mate. It must.
It was TCR apparently.
Yeah.
We're being told no. Yeah, I think. Yeah, because I think we dragging Scott Malcolm last. So yeah.
I know. I'm looking forward to Bathurst. Especially like obviously the pros. It's so competitive, but for them to gain a lot on each other is really difficult unless a mistake happens. In the AM, I'm really excited to see how that plays out, and I don't see how Hapacha doesn't win the Pro-Am. When he's having a good day, he's just unmatched in the Pro-Am, I really feel. Whereas the AM drivers, it's a little bit mixed up depending on, like I said, track prep. Ruben looked like he was good at the track. He didn't need,
Well, we have got an interview after all, actually, with one of our drivers. So we'll drag up Steve Kleiss now. Steve, in the end, not too bad a result there, up in 26th position, few places gained, and of course you got ahead of your main championship rival as well. How did you find Oschersleben? I mean, have you driven this circuit over the last couple of years since it got added?
Well, one word, terrific. I only had, 7-8 laps now in the practice before the race. I didn't practice at all. I just came home when the server was already 30 minutes into the practice. I had to make dinner. I got home from a track day, so I was really prepared. I got to know the track in the race, so the lap times got better, but yeah, it was horrific for me in a way. I got punted first lap, and then it was just, okay, I have to finish this race. You never know what happens, and seems that I'm third in amateur now. So yeah, well, not bad seeing the circumstances. Well, I'm not happy, but okay, I'll take it.
Yeah, it sounds like a tough day. And of course, yeah, like you said, Iglesias, I think, might be ahead of you now in the championship with his very good results today. How are you feeling about Bathurst, the final round of the championship? I mean, it looks like it could be you winning the title, it could be Iglesias, it could be Weigel maybe winning the title. How confident are you going into that final round?
Bathurst is even worse, I think. It's a great track, but I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do. This a hard track. It's no room for error. So I'm not sure. It's for me. It's a big question mark. I like the track, but it's in such or should I say competitive field. If somebody wrecks at the front, it's gonna be mayhem all over. It's like if you see turn one here at the start of the race, okay, the cars went to do the grass and stuff, but in Bathurst there is no room. Once you go up the hill and down the hill, there is no room. So I really don't know what is going to happen there.
Yeah, hopefully we will avoid too many big incidents, and we'll have a good time of it next time out. Well, we wish you the best of luck for that final round, Steve. Is there anyone you want to give a shout out to?
Well, I want to congratulate Ruben with his, I think it was 17th position in this race. So I must say, very nicely done. And I don't know how he approached me in the standings now, but he makes it interesting. So I'm gonna get a shout out to him. Congratulations, Ruben.
Awesome. Well, thank you for having a chat with us, Steve. And we'll see you back next time.
Okay. Thank you, guys. Bye-bye.
Cheers.
Steve Kleiss there, your third place in the amateurs today, and I think we'll be second place in the championship, or maybe first place in the championship, to be fair. Maybe Ecosys didn't gain that many points, but yeah, we'll see where they stand with 1 round to go.
I understand his reservations. I mean, it is a stacked field, this Porsche Cup grid this season, and obviously if you're feeling a little bit unconfident with a track that's narrow with walls that end your race, it can be daunting. I think if he keeps his head down, everything he's fearful of, stay fearful of it, try and survive, just be consistent, don't get involved in anything, and that might be worth 10 positions. But yeah, he's right, yeah, this field's insanely stacked. So if you're heading to a track where you feel a little bit unconfident, I can't imagine.
Yeah, not going to be good. But I was thinking he may have dropped down in the championship, but actually, Iglesias will still be quite far behind. He was 37 points behind going into this round. I think the championship gap will still be, it'll probably still be like 25 points, I think. So yeah,
if he stays out of trouble, hits his marks, makes his pit stop, nails his fuel, and just stays out of trouble, then yeah, could still, I think, take the championship.
Yes, would be a long time coming. Well, I think that is all the interviews for us today. So, of course, once again, check out the Apex Racing Endurance 2025 because that is what we're showing on not Thursday night, but Friday night. We've got nothing next Thursday night, but yeah, Friday night next week, we will be showing the opening round of that series. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, leave a like on this video, and yeah, check out all the other videos as well. We've got plenty of other streams, including a new one on Saturday afternoon in the Formula Vs, but also plenty more action with Vicmo Tech and ARA GC3 Trophy, and much, much more. But for now, from myself, Sam Fitzpatrick, from David Sampson, and everyone here at the Apex Racing TV esports studio, we'll say goodbye, and we'll see you back for the season finale at Bathurst in 2 weeks' time. See you then.
Ciao.